been quite a minute.
It has been. Hasn't it, my children?
I am Randall. This is Mac. Special guest,
Ellie.
lovely Ellie. Hybrid tile, as well as many those who follow us on different places would know, because we've heavily pushed her amazing artwork. Anyway, back to our thing. So, we're back one more time with Ram Film Reviews, and we are doing something special. So,
but yeah, we're back. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining us now or later, so you know, it's been a minute. So let's take it on. Ellie here. She's been watching our lives.
Iris is in the chat.
Yo, what's up, Iris? Be so retro.
How does the audio sound? Because I'm using the microphone.
True. Yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, Ellie's been joining us on our live, and we're like thinking, let's just invite her. She's a big horror fan. She loves the foreign horror movies, which she's brought us the lovely
Noroi, also known as The Curse in Japanese.
Noroi, The Curse.
Noroi.
Never heard of it. She introduces J-Horror, Japanese horror. Go for it, Ellie.
Oh, okay. Iris can hear us.
Go for it, yeah.
Gracias, Iri.
This is honestly one of my favorite Asian horror movies of all time. This is a 2005 Japanese horror found footage mockumentary horror film. And it's not really talked about that much, like throughout the horror community or even through the Japanese horror community. And once I found out that these guys have never even heard of it, I was just like, nope, gotta change that.
Yeah. Just before we start talking more about the movie, where'd you find this?
So when I first heard about this movie, I had found a copy of this movie on YouTube with a really, really terrible quality. So, but recently, when trying to find a better quality of this movie, there was an Amazon listing that you had showed me, but I was very concerned about that particular listing because it only said English for the audio. It didn't say Japanese or any subtitles included or anything, so I was a little bit skeptical of going through that.
I did help you, and you
were attempting to help.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, yeah, she found a website.
There's a website called eCreator that is basically like a bootleg eBay, and that was the only place that I was able to find a Blu-ray copy of this movie. There was only one catch. It is from Mother Russia.
Literally.
I still have the packet.
Give a
thanks to our buddy.
Little close up here.
Our buddy Vladimir.
We got this exclusively from Vladimir.
Shout out to Vladimir.
But yeah,
Vladimir in Russia. So, yeah, look at
the postage. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna frame this forever.
So yeah, she found it. It took you about what, 3 weeks to.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right
on
there.
the website.
Yeah, I wanted to.
It's legit.
So I can go ahead and share it.
It's legit.
eCreator. I just commented it in there myself, but eCreator is the website that Ellie here used to go ahead and locate a copy of this movie. And for those who are on like streaming services, it is available on Shudder. If you are a fellow viewer of Shudder like I am, usually paying really close attention to Joe Bob Briggs. But
Amazon Prime too, I saw it online, but I don't know if it's if that is actually there.
Yeah, we had a lot of people jumping in.
Nice.
But yeah, so let's get to it. Because this movie was beyond interesting, beyond suspenseful, thrilling. It had so much going for it. Because it is, and the first thing I said was like, kind of like a Blair Witch kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like little instances where it was kind of Blair Witch-ish. It was
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, Paranormal
hints
Activity.
Of it, like what Ellie said, it's a mockumentary. Those type of movies.
Yeah, they did a really good job on recreating this like pseudo documentary kind of style thing, and knocked it out the park. They really knocked it out the park. The premise is pretty much that there's, I mean, in Japan, in the culture of Japan, there is a lot of stories and culture when it comes to demons and a lot of different things that can come in and invade your home and invade your body and invade everything around you.
Oh, yeah.
And this kind of grasps at that culture a lot, and creates this this one kind of demon-like figure that kind of consumes and destroys along the path and becomes what they call basically a tool to destroy, or a tool of destruction. And man, does it do that to an incredible degree, and uses a lot of, like, what you would say is, I wouldn't say like cliche, but like references to things that we've seen in previous movies, like we mentioned, or we've talked off camera and all that about the birds, right? The pigeons,
Alfred Hitchcock,
very much
Yes.
a Hitchcock type of vibe, even though it's not full Hitchcock, but definitely a bit of that. And
yeah, like you were saying, in horror movies, like let's say you see rats, scattering.
yeah,
They sense danger. You see birds attacking a house. Think The Conjuring. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Yeah.
Animals just gathering together.
And The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
movie I haven't seen in so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something's afoot if you see animals just gathering or attacking in one place. So that's what. Yeah.
No, they use a lot of they used a lot of clever ways to go ahead and build the story more. Like, they used a lot of real references to the culture of Japan, like using what Ellie spoke about while we were watching the movie with the dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs are seen
Yes.
as protectors in Japan, and they're used as like a fender of evil in front of their doorways.
Which I didn't know. They taught me something. So
And
that's awesome.
and then you see what happens with that, and you see so much more. I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, because I would actually tell people,
Yeah.
go watch this however you can. It's definitely worth the watch. If you like mockumentary style like films, anything that's kind of like makes it feel like it's kind of real, kind of crazy kind of thing, and
in your face,
everything is pretty much put on a really well designed platter here. Like the way they put everything together, the way they added the journalist trying to gather information and find just one case that opens up into so many things and so many doorways, and everything that happens surrounding every single inch of this movie just becomes incredible and enticable.
So Benjamin, what's up, Skull and Tux? He said he likes the Blair Witch. Definitely going to check this out.
Worth
But
it.
yeah, Ellie, tell Benjamin, besides Shudder and Amazon, if you're a physical collector, about E-Crater, about how much did it cost you, how long did it take to get it?
So it cost about $20 and you just send it through PayPal. And on the product description, the guy did say that in the before COVID, that it would normally have taken like maybe about anywhere between like 4 to 6 weeks, but because of COVID and delays with shipping and stuff like that you have to expect 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's perfect. You have communication between the seller and the buyer, and we've all we're in the selling business. All that takes. We're in no control over packages and.
You also have Shudder? Alright, awesome. It's a Shudder
There you
exclusive
go,
right
buddy.
now.
Yeah,
There you go.
definitely it's there right now on Shudder, and I would absolutely say it's worth the watch. It's definitely worth the watch. It was about almost 2 hours long?
Yep.
Yeah, it was about 154 or something
154,
like that.
yeah.
150, yes.
Something I like about, even though it's 2 hours, it felt so much longer because
Right.
the amount of information and the amount of
There's so much going on.
Yeah, there's literally almost every 10 to 15 minutes they always introduce something new.
Yeah.
That presents something. You think it's random at first, but once you actually pay more closer attention to each of the footage, they all connected.
It's all connected.
Yeah. Yeah, E-Crater, Benjamin, is where she was able to get a copy of this. It'd be finding out, because if these are like eBays and it's individual sellers that may just have that one copy and they'll like either they bootleg it themselves and produce it, or it's somebody that just managed to get their hands on a copy of it.
Yeah.
Something, I definitely believe you should buy this or stream it on Shudder or Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Because Ellie, her reaction was like, "Oh my god, I'm so blessed to seeing this high quality."
Because oh my god, you guys don't understand the YouTube. Because you can watch it free on YouTube.
The point is because it never got produced in America.
Yeah, that's something. In researching a little bit more about the film, they've tried multiple times throughout the years to try to bring this movie to the States, but twice both companies that was in charge of the distribution of the movie got bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their company was Oz, and then the U.S. Kadokawa Pictures, if I probably butchered that like always. They both went bankrupt, and it just never happened.
I mean, hopefully now with that it's been put on Shudder, and now
that'll
that we're
probably
talking about
motivate
it,
something.
The cult following,
Yeah.
which is beautiful, and like I said, it's just word of mouth. It went from YouTube to Ellie to us, now us to you, and you spread the word. You have a little assignment to do, right?
Yeah, no. But this was definitely an enjoyable film. Like by all accounts, like from beginning to end, the little things they did in the footage itself, the little things that they would do in the background, or the things that you would have to like almost rewind to rewatch and be like, did I just see something there?
No,
like those kind of moments
exactly,
made it
man.
so much better too, and the way things just kind of connect in their way. Like Ellie said, there is a huge web of all of this that just kind of you have to find the way that it all connects.
Yeah, exactly. Especially me.
In the end, like we were still at the end, still like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like, there's still parts of it that we're just like, yo, so how did this? What did this? Who did this? Who did that?
Yeah,
like there's still a lot of things that get left up in the air, but it was so well executed from beginning to end that it's not like you feel like you need more, or you just like stay there saying like, dude, what the fuck?
Exactly. Especially as a fan of the paranormal, I go on YouTube and watch all these, evidence videos. If you want, if you're a believer in that or not, it's up to you. But it's just, I felt like I was in the movie. I was like, researching, following these guys' story, and it's just like Ellie said, it was just back to back things happening, people disappearing. It was just like, why, why this happened so fast? Like little, how would I say it? Little sounds, whispering, voices here and there is like,
Oh yeah, the EVP recordings that they would do throughout the whole movie was so good, and it was really creepy.
Everything was legit. Like it looked so legit. I mean, me working in audio engineering, immediately I saw the program. I'm like, I know that. And immediately I'm like, oh, look at the wavelengths. So I'm like, I'm noticing all these details, and I'm like, oh my god, like they really put in the work for this and everything to make it feel like you are dealing with, and who knows, the guy probably is a legit audio engineer who was able to or who did that for them, or whatever.
The budget was $2 million, so I'm
Yeah.
sure they put their
I think a
effort
lot
into
of that
it.
went into effects, though, because they knocked it out the park with effects.
Oh yeah, the special effects in this movie I thought was so good.
Yeah.
They really blew it out of the water.
So I'm gonna give you guys a hint on how to accomplish getting this on eCrater the easiest way, because even going on eCrater itself and writing the name of the movie in there, it didn't pop up. The only way it popped up for me was literally writing it in Google and writing Noroi the Cursed Blu-ray. And if you look at the shopping list, it's literally there's 2 available sellers on eCrater. The one that Elizabeth used is Prince Vladimir.
Oh no, that's not the movie.
Oh no, it's a different. Okay. Prince Vladimir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, Prince Vladimir. So that'd be the person that Elizabeth used. If you want to use the same person, because we have a definite positive review on receiving the package and come in great condition, and not only that, but the artwork was well done for the package itself. So you're getting an awesome little product there with that. If you are interested in going ahead and doing that.
Yeah.
So it's Prince with 2 Z's, Benjamin, just in case. Like they wrote Prince with 2 Z's. So it's PRINZZ, Vladimir.
So Ellie, who's the family here on the cover?
So like I can't remember their last names right now, but the little
Kana.
girl,
Kana,
yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
little girl Kana. She's a very, very pivotal character in
Super.
the entire film.
Yeah.
Because something that is a very big theme in the movie is psychic abilities and
Clairvoyance.
clairvoyancy and being
Yeah.
sensitive to the other side. And she displayed very, very powerful clairvoyancy abilities throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
And the entire show.
Oh,
These
yeah.
Japanese shows amazing.
Yeah. So that to that degree is what they did with the mockumentary part of this, is that they included clips, footage of TV shows and news clippings and stuff like that, and all lined up looking as like realistic and as amazing as possible. So definitely, man, they did
exactly.
great work with it. Everything felt very realistic, very. They knocked it out the park. As a documentary, mockumentary type of thing, pseudo-documentary, however you want to call it, they definitely knocked it out the park with how they filmed it, how they put it all together, the editing, the random cuts and the way they did that. Man, they just...
Yeah, basically the movie, it's about, how you pronounce his name?
Kagutawa.
Kagutawa.
No. The actual, the main protagonist.
Oh, Kobayashi.
Oh, Kobayashi.
He's
journalist.
He's a journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very renowned documentarian, and that they explain in the movie that he does a lot of paranormal activity type projects.
And
Yeah.
in the beginning, where he gets contacted by some random lady, that her neighbor, she's been hearing baby cries in her neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a little prop here Ellie brought for us, a little baby's head.
Yeah, because another really big theme about the movie is children. So now, like, before leaving the house, since it's Halloween, this is one of my Halloween decorations. The moment that I looked at when I realized that this was the movie that we were going to be watching, when I saw this baby head, that was immediately thought about the movie. There's quite a few disturbing scenes when it comes to children in the movie, so just in case if you're sensitive about that.
Yeah, if you do have a trigger for something like that, it can be rough, but they definitely... I mean, they don't do anything that's really too over the top. It's just enough where it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, you can get easily unnerved,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one scene.
Yeah, so...
There's one scene that comes to mind that was pretty rough.
Yeah. So this journalist,
But,
Kobayashi, like Ellie was saying, he gets called upon by some random lady that the neighbor, there's baby noises coming from there.
And the woman is acting weird, and it's just her and her son.
How dare you talk to me like that?
Yeah, between age 6 and 9, there's dead pigeons around the back of her house and stuff. It's very eerie, so...
Yeah.
It just continues from there on. It's just and people start disappearing.
Yeah. If you are Spanish, there's one name you might laugh at.
Oh my god!
I used it constantly throughout. I'm not gonna mention it here.
So funny about that particular actress name. That's her name in real life.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, true.
That's fantastic. That just makes it 10 times
Yeah,
better.
they use their own people, right? Like.
Yeah,
a lot of people
she's
use
a
their real
legitimate
names.
actress.
Yeah.
If when you do watch the movie, if you played any of the Final Fantasy X series in Japanese, and then you will recognize one voice in particular.
Yeah. But they definitely did some really great work with this film. I kind of want to watch it again just so I can try and see if I find or spot any other little thing, because there are so many things that tangle and connect so many people in different ways, and you're just trying to find all the patterns, trying to find a reason, and everything for reasons for what happens to certain people, and all of it just kind of throws a lot of curveballs there in a way where you're just like trying to make sense of it. And it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just, man, there's so much.
Oh, exactly.
There's so much information. That's what I liked about this movie so much is it keeps you intrigued. It keeps you in suspense. It keeps you wondering. And it's not like it leaves you lost, hating it because you're lost. It leaves you loving it because you're just so enamored. I used the word earlier.
Yeah.
Enamored with the storyline
I've never heard of
itself.
it.
Enamored with the
Big word.
storyline itself, and just trying to figure things out. And you start using your little Sherlock Holmes kind of brain, and you need, your Watson.
It was more like pausing, not
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, just pause and let's investigate.
Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
So,
But what Randall was saying is, I don't know if it's for like you guys, but
Yeah.
every character shown in the film, I wanted to, not to say care about, but I wanted more information.
yeah.
Because it's like, this
Oh,
person
yeah.
connected to, fulano de tal. Or I mean,
Especially
yeah.
Ellie's favorite, Hori.
What's his name?
Mitsuro Hori.
Hori, yeah.
Mitsuru
This guy
Hori.
is just amazing.
Yeah. That guy knocked
B-boy
it out.
style.
His character, the way he
Yeah.
performed was...
He was
Incredible.
His mannerisms, just...
Yeah. So,
really
not to
made
give
you
you too much
believe.
on the character itself, but so he is one of these
super
that's-
psychic.
Yeah, super psychic. Well, they keep on calling him super psychic.
Or his neighbor, what did they call the neighbor they called him?
fucking psycho.
Fucking psycho.
So, but he never takes in that name. Like they ask him, he was like, "Yeah, I can do that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Psychic, whatever." Like that kind of thing. But then when he goes into the mood and he clicks in for him, his reflexes, his body reactions, his the way he contorts, everything was beyond and really extremely well performed. Incredibly, the entire cast,
Yeah.
was just top notch from top to bottom. All of them performed beyond, including the kids, man. Like the kids knocked it out the park too. The
And-
boy from the first house.
Yeah, he
That
had,
we get to see throughout the film
he had
later on, but the dude,
expressed
like,
his face,
yeah,
no
man,
emotion type. It was
very grudge-like in a way, or like that kind of sense,
You
But
would never think that they were the majority of them cast were amateurs.
yeah, you would never assume that, but the entire cast definitely pulled off every single bit of their roles perfectly well, and for a movie that came out in 2005. You don't get that feel.
No.
Like it feels like it's aged, but not in a bad age. Like it just
'cause,
feels like
the some of the white out portions,
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Yeah.
it definitely still holds up even
Yeah.
in 2021.
yeah, no, it definitely does what it needs to do,
Yeah.
and
And the score, I liked it. I mean, I was so into it. There were times I didn't hear the score, but there was a moment of suspense. There were
that's when they were driving to the shrine,
Yes.
right?
that.
I'm not going to explain the shrine, just know that there's a shrine. But yeah, they're driving to the shrine, and they show this little bit of a long shot where you see a little bit of water and streets and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you hear the music kick in, and it was just very well placed, very well placed. Immediately I hear, oh, from the side of my ear I hear, oh, and I look and it's Mac, and he was like, oh, yeah, that's
I was
cool
just
right there. That hit
super
right
into
there.
it. But yeah, if you're somebody that's experienced paranormal stuff or seen things or heard anything,
Yeah.
not even if you haven't, let's say you're just in your house alone, you hear little tapping noises, you question yourself
Yeah.
what is that? And there's scenes in this movie that actually you can relate, in real life. Like if you hear something in your house, you question, what the hell is that? It could be the pipe or, So I really like what they did with that.
Yeah. And it's bringing more of that Japanese culture out there. It's showing you a little bit of, even though it's a pseudo documentary, and the idea is that what they're talking about and discussing isn't one of their legit demons. I'm not sure. I would have to look that up.
No, remember
Is that what I'm
Yeah,
sure?
it's something. Yeah, it does say something about a pseudo history.
Yeah,
So
okay.
the actual demon of Kakutaba does not exist,
it was
but
created by the director, right, or the producer?
by the director.
Okay.
Yeah, which he has done other films about Japanese demons, like the Slit Mouth Woman. The movie Carved is one of his movies.
And that's a legit Japanese myth or legend or
Yes,
story?
about the
Okay.
woman who, if you find her crying in the middle of the street, she will ask you if she's pretty, but if you look at her, her entire face is completely cut open like the Joker. And if you say yes that she's pretty, she'll give you a running start. But if you say no or you hesitate, then she will kill you on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, as soon as she mentioned that, like, the first thing that came to my mind was, like, Junji Ito, who does a lot of, like, kind of crazy, bizarre stuff like that. That is very over the top when it comes
and
to...
Randall, you as a gentleman, of course,
See.
you find this weeping, lady, at night.
Mm.
Of course, you're gonna go help her, hey, what's wrong? Right? And then you see the fucking face, and
And then I hear, how dare you talk to me like that?
How do you talk to me like that?
so yeah, how dare you talk to me like that? It's a line in the movie which
Yeah.
you just busted out laughing. You'll see why if you
Yeah.
do
It's
go and
fantastic.
watch it. But yeah, if you're in that situation with the card woman,
Ooh.
like you're there to go help out, this what is it, lady, damsel in distress,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and also you just see that face, like, the fuck you do? She's coming after you.
I mean,
after
at that point, I think you're just frozen and just realize, oh, okay, I'm dead.
Yeah, you just accept fate. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
No
this
more
is my
raps
life
now.
now.
Yeah. Right there is just that. It's like, there's no point in running.
Yeah.
Whatever this thing is going to find me no matter where I go. And cool.
Oh, exactly.
Time's up.
Yeah. And
Okay, so, question. Would you have done what Kobayashi did, or Koyabashi? Kobayashi?
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi did, towards, without giving away anything. But
yeah, this is a movie. We don't want to actually
going
give out our spoilers.
going towards the end of the film, like, he started, like, B&E became okay for him. B&E was, like, fine.
Oh. Yeah, breaking and entering.
Yeah. So it got to a point where he decided to kind of overstep a boundary there, because as a journalist, you're able to go to certain places, but technically, once you do something like that, like, it's considered illegal.
Right.
So, knowing the situation, knowing what you faced, and he's seen what he's faced.
Yeah, he
He's
was
seen
in,
enough
he was
glimpses
into, he was
of
in
it.
too deep. He had to find out.
But would you, in that position, follow suit?
I mean, with what he experienced, what he's seen, what he's written about,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would, because it's just, you gotta get to the bottom of the story, find out how real this thing is, and find the little girl Kana. That's his main objective, right?
Yeah, the main objective was always kind of.
So, and especially it would be good for a new book. When, wait,
Gotta increase them
he filming?
sales.
Wait, he was filming a movie, right?
He was filming everything.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
I mean, part of the one of the facts in this movie is the documentarian Kobayashi
yeah.
never lets go of his camera,
Oh yeah, that's
and it doesn't
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what's going on in front of him. I'm not going to explain why I'm saying that, but it does not matter what is going on in front of him. He continues filming.
yeah. And the stress moment in real life, somebody drop the camera,
Yeah.
go help, X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z person, but
Even when trying to help, he stays filming. This guy does not put the
Right.
camera down.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know, man.
I
I
don't think
answered my
would.
question. Yeah, I will go in. What about you, Ellie?
I don't think I would. I think at a certain point, I would have just knowing, just when the first disappearances happen, I would have been like, okay, this is the job for professionals. I am not a professional.
So you'll call for backup. I understood. Okay.
Yeah.
And, hey, I did everything I could. This is the boundaries. It's the line I cannot cross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suspect that there's something a little bit more at play because of certain things that I've been noticing and been keeping on film because I am a documentarian and hear evidence.
Yeah, so you won't be like, you know what? I don't want full credit. Here.
Yeah.
What about you, Ram? Because I know during that scene you were like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, because I was doing the classic, the classic move where you're just like, no, don't go in there.
Yeah.
Don't go in there. You
Who's
don't want to
behind
do
the
that. You
door?
know
Yeah.
exactly what's going to happen. Nah, man, I don't think
See,
I
look at that. Like, I just heard fucking something crawling, and I'm just like...
There's banging. No,
you there?
there's the pigeons.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of pigeons, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of pigeons.
Which I still question. I don't know if they're real or not, but...
I mean, if they're not, they definitely made them look absolutely real.
Or some of you think that pigeons are government... was that theory?
Government spies.
Government spies.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. A lot of pigeons.
I don't think...
And it's funny, too. The cameraman didn't stop him.
I think at that point, instead of going through the steps that he took, the first thing I would have done would have been like call the police.
Or like Ellie,
Yeah, I think that's the first thing I would have done there.
Yeah.
Mainly because, aside from the fact that obviously I want to know what's going on. But at that point, it becomes like the possibility of the search for Kana is here. Everything is pointing here.
Yeah, like he wanted to find like evidence, just himself.
Yeah. Like he had a determination that he wanted to accomplish something.
Yeah,
there.
maybe the cops would have gotten some evidence that he might have used or led to the girl. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there is a small part of me that would have been like, well, gotta finish this documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do it. Fuck it. But I think it would only happen if somebody would have told me, like, all right, let's go in. It wouldn't have been my idea.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said,
It wouldn't have been my idea.
The
Like, if it would have been me and you, and you're the one going,
You're random.
think we need to go in.
It's a good random review, bro.
I'm like,
And
all
over
right,
there,
man.
like, guys, let's not.
Yeah.
Please.
I with the boomstick, just I don't know about this. But
Yo,
yeah,
I'll be pushing that shit to the door, I'll be like pushing whatever the hell is on the other side of that door, but I'm not going in there.
so yeah, speaking about paranormal stuff, like, have you guys ever thought about actually doing it in real life, like ghost hunting or whatnot? Or
Oh, I've gone ghost hunting before.
What?
I've seen
that. Holy shit!
It's become a little bit more popular
Sorry,
on
I didn't
TikTok
have
as
the
well.
lights on. What?
That it's becoming a little bit more popular on TikTok as well.
Oh, okay. I know it's been popular on TikTok, but it's like on TikTok, all the ghosts appear. What about YouTube? What about Snapchat? You gotta use TikTok to have the ghosts appear on camera. I don't know. It's funny.
No, I mean, the ones that I pay attention to more are the ones that concentrate more on sounds than the app, the filters.
Visualization. Yeah,
like the filters
Yeah.
for me kind of leave me, But when you're hearing sounds, and there was one that there was sounds coming out of the doll.
Yeah, things that are
I
explainable.
was like,
guess,
immediately, I
yeah.
was like, no, I'll leave that doll alone. I don't fuck with dolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely would be down for it. I remember once, like a long time ago, that I went on a field trip to St. Augustine, and in St. Augustine they have like a little like ghost places. We went to I think it was like a tower or something like that.
I've done the bus one. It's
And we went into a tower. It's supposed to be like haunted or something like that.
the lighthouse.
Yeah, there you go. It's a lighthouse. There you go, a lighthouse.
That was shown on an episode of Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did that one like years ago, and I think that was either freshman in high school or like late middle school.
Did you see
It was
anything
really
or feel anything or whatnot?
Not in that one.
No.
Like that's not where I had my experience. I had my experience in Colombia.
Ooh, this is a great topic. Tell us about your first time. Giggity.
Trying to find that out. My experience was on a very old property that somebody related to family in Colombia of mine has. We call it a finca over there. It's kind of like a farm, but not really a farm, because it's not like we have like shit tons of animals. Okay. It's just like roaming chickens.
Sorry.
Just like roaming chickens or whatever. But I was walking the grounds of the house, and then I walk up to like a little balcony area, and there's a mirror in that room, right? And I'm like walking across the balcony, then I go ahead and kind of like turn, and in my peripherals, all I see is half of a girl.
What?
A little girl.
Top half, bottom half?
Top half only. No bottom. And it's a full mirror. So it's not like it was just cut off by the mirror. This is literally where her head and everything was in the mirror.
Yeah.
And part of it had nothing going on. And I ran.
Smart decision.
Yeah, because I didn't know what I was. Because, I mean, there's no other kid. I was literally the only kid.
Yeah.
On, like, that day, I was the only kid there. And the clothing wasn't anything modern for that time period.
Shit.
So, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to, like, age it. But I'd tell you that it wasn't anything that people were buying at that point. You know? So, yeah, that was, like, my first experience with anything paranormal or supernatural, I guess.
Shit.
That was my experience.
Did you tell any family members or friends? They believe you? Not.
At that age, I think they just thought I had, like, you know, some random shit, you know, because I was too young. I was 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 11. So, yeah, it was a little interesting trip to Colombia. So.
Interesting's the word.
Took a little souvenir.
Yeah. But that's why, like, I tend to always, like, have a lot more belief in things like that, because I did have that experience. And I've had a few more after that, too. I've had it with other relatives that have passed away. And, you know, that could just be something built in your own mind or something like that. Or it could be legit. I don't know. I'm never going to say for sure I know what's real or what's not. I just know what the fuck I've seen and what the fuck I felt.
Nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But, yeah, I mean, that's what began for me to believe that there's more than just this presence.
Say it, Optimus Prime. Just say it. You have to. Yeah.
There's more than meets the eye. But yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like there's more than just this version of us, and yeah.
Good. Thanks for sharing that.
It definitely pulls me in with interest. Which is why things like this definitely like grasp me. Anything like paranormal.
Same here.
Definitely pulls me in.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure Ellie, I'm sure you've had your own experiences.
It's the same with Randall. My experience was not when I did ghost hunting. It was actually at a friend's house when I was in college. I did hear from other people that weird stuff had happened in that house, but I never really like paid too much attention to it. And I remember there was a time that I was going over to this guy's house a lot because he was showing me a bunch of movies. So we would like just marathon like maybe like 5 movies in one day, like almost every single day after I got out of the classes.
Awesome.
And there was one day that we were hanging out and I was really, really tired that morning, and he needed to go pick up his mom from FIU. So he let me stay at his house just to sleep on his bed while he went to go pick up his mom. And he left.
Nice of him.
So when he had left, I decided to put my back towards where the door was. And so to kind of like give it like perspective, like the way that the bedroom was structured. In front of me was a huge dresser. My back is towards the rest of the room, and then where my feet are, like just a little bit to the left, is what to the right would be where the door is. And he does have a bunch of cats, and he does have like a bunch of chairs like around. So I remember I had my back towards the door, and I remember I heard some chairs moving. I had assumed it was the cats, but then I noticed that the majority of the cats were actually in my peripheral vision.
All right. So you were already like, oh, the cats moved the chair, they bumped into it, they're playing around. But
yeah. But I didn't really try to pay too much attention to it, and then I thought I heard my friend's voice tell me, "It's okay now, I'm here," and I felt someone touch my side. But when I turned around, there was nothing there. Then that's been my only weird experience that I had ever had.
Physical experience is always.
You were alone.
That's
with,
intense.
nobody.
That's great.
Yeah, I was.
Who
alone.
else but you could make a sound or voices at that moment? So that was crazy.
I was so sure that it was the guy because it sounded just like him.
That was pulling a little sneaky prank on you or something.
But I mean, after that, there was nothing else weird that ever happened in his house that involved me. But I never really figured out an explanation as to what had happened.
I mean, that's a really cool way to look at it. Cause so she hears the chair sounds, kind of like reacts. Okay, but the cats are here. That's alright. And a few minutes in, it's like, hey, it's okay, I'm here.
And to calm her down, like,
yeah, it's like, listen. I know I startled you when I moved the chair. It's alright. Don't worry, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. It's just me. Floating spirit guy.
Floating spirit guy. But yeah, thank you, Ellie, for sharing. If you guys ever experience paranormal stuff or
leave it in the comments.
Tell us right now on live. Comment.
Comment later on or anything like that. We're definitely gonna run into more paranormal movies because there's like 10 million of them. So there's definitely gonna be times where we can go back to comments in these kind of movies and kind of retouch, experiences or whatever you guys want to share with us.
Don't feel left out or feel like you're a weirdo or something's wrong mentally with you because you experienced it's happened to me, happened to all of us. Well, us three here on camera. We experience, we relate to it. If you don't find somebody to relate to, we're here. I know how it is. Something happens to you and nobody believes you. You think you're crazy, or if they laugh at you and you just shut down.
We are ready to believe you.
You hear the cliche lines.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
You hear the cliche lines though. It's like you're a crackpot.
Exactly.
No, get out of here, bozo.
Not exactly. And just to share my experience.
Welcome, DC Maddox.
My first time, I'll just make it quick and simple. I live in a trailer where things have happened to my older cousins, my mom, and I never experienced anything. I was like about 17 years old when it happened to me. No, I'm playing. Basically, I was sleeping and I heard what's the word, rustling? Yeah, a little like a movement and shit. And it was at night, everything's dark. I just wake up just to try to find out what the hell is that. And I see this just dark shadow right in front of me, just leaning over. My 17-year-old ass just covered myself and started crying. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I stayed like that till I fell asleep. I fell asleep after crying. And at least in my case, my family believed me because they've experienced shit too. So that was my first time.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. So
we're here sharing a couple of paranormal experiences that we've had now that we're discussing a movie that has some kind of paranormal touch to it when it comes to...
we got Merle. Sorry, Merle's not a believer in the ghosts. I had to call you out on that.
Dibs on the bald one, says best before.
There you go.
There's no bald people here, bro.
No, getting claimed up. But,
you claimed the baby, I see. Yeah. It's thinning, bro.
So, that was our experience.
Matt came into my room. So, Merle's a good friend. He's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Thanks for the laugh, Merle.
So this was our whole entire review and feeling on this. Now, let's go ahead and get to the pinnacle of this. On a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10 hauntings? Alright.
Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're gonna call it? 1 to 10 hauntings?
Well, because
we can't do that though because it's
relatable to the movie.
Somebody's gonna throw a chick flick at us one day, and we're gonna have to watch it.
All right, like Anita, Anita la Jinetea,
Okay, so on a scale of 1,
I don't know.
He was serious. So no joke, he was just being serious. You haunted him.
That's what I do, babe.
All right, so
go for it. On a
scale of 1 to 10, Mac, where do you place Noroi, the curse?
to make my rating longer, giggity. The first half, it was a little slow build up, but I was still intrigued. But towards the ending, where Ellie's like, "Oh, this is where the good part happens," actually made me like the movie even more. Tell me what he says in a bit.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna rate it a 7, but now I'd say a good solid 8 out of 10.
Okay.
The storyline was great. Like I said, develops slowly, builds up.
Yeah.
It makes you question a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Me that I always question things that right away. It makes me question so much.
It was positive.
Ellie was there. Like, guys, if you need any questions, I'm here. And I was like, no, we gotta try to figure this out ourselves.
Like, are you guys sure I have all the answers?
Solid 8 out of 10.
She saw us go into full detective mode trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, she pulled up her legs up on the bed. She's like, I love this.
Like, oh man, I want to see what you guys like think about and like all
awesome,
that.
Yeah.
Because instead of being by yourself, like, I wonder this. You have people to discuss and pick their brains and whatnot. But yeah,
that's one of the things that me and Mac do the most is like that we start going back and forth with the concept or ideas of what we're seeing happening.
We ping our balls. Ping pong? No, I fucked up that joke.
Yeah,
ping pong.
I mean, that worked fine. That worked perfectly fine. Now you know.
Well, yeah, 8 out of 10 over here.
8 out of 10. He said Exorcist is a chick flick.
I mean, you can make that argument.
Mm-hmm. Females vomiting, time of the month.
Damn. Ooh. I don't know if I'd say time of the month. I mean, that's more anorexia than... with the throwing up.
Yeah, women go through that.
Oh, yeah, bulimic, yeah. No,
but yeah, 8 out of 10 over here. Ellie...
I think we know what Ellie's going to put it
I'm biased. That's because...
Okay. We've done this before. We know biased ratings because we've had them ourselves.
Right, the majority of the movies have been like 7 or above.
Yeah, because I try to... I was explaining this like before watching them. I was explaining this to you because for the longest time...
She does say fuck me.
Yes.
Hey, Merle,
she does.
Merle,
she also requested from a religious figure.
Merle, it's so sad that you live in Texas and not here. You would have been great.
Yeah. All right, so continue.
For so long, my favorite Asian film of all time was A Tale of Two Sisters, which is a great psychological horror film.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm usually really picky. If I pick a favorite, I normally stick with that favorite for a very, very long time, and it's really difficult for me to find something that usually tops what I've seen that I pick as a favorite. And once I saw this movie, even though it was a terrible quality the first time that I saw the movie, in 280p, it blew me away so much. This is honestly a 10 out of 10 for me.
So for me, I enjoyed everything, man. From beginning to end, this movie kept me wondering and questioning and asking what's this? What's the purpose of that? How's that gonna come into play? I started trying to connect all these dots. It kept me motivated to wanting to see more and watch more, which is what you want out of one of these kind of movies. Even it's a 2-hour long movie, and even though it feels like there's so much more and it feels longer, it doesn't, for me at least, it didn't make me feel like it was too long or anything where I was going on for bouts of period where I'm not satisfied with what I'm seeing or receiving. So honestly, I think I line myself up with Ellie on this one.
Wow.
I think I go ahead and give this one a 10 out of 10 for myself. It just, man, and the culmination was just perfect. The culmination at the end of this movie was just, And I mean, there's rumors of an alternate ending,
which apparently is what we saw. So
there's a lot of mixed. There's a lot of mixed things in there, and who knows where these kind of rumors come from. It doesn't look like the alternate ending, whether we saw the original or the real one, is out there. At least, when you look it up,
vague information about this movie.
Yeah, it could have just been random,
Or maybe they made it an original and they just saw that this was the better ending of the two. Yeah,
we've seen that happen before, where an original ending doesn't click right or doesn't work right, so they just go ahead and remove it, and who knows if with them they might have just made the original ending disappear. or the alternate.
I like that pun, bro. Disappear. How many people disappear in this movie?
Yeah.
This is the guy.
So in the end, yeah, for me it becomes that 10 out of 10, and yeah, it's one of those that I'm probably gonna go ahead and hit up Prince Vladimir and try and get myself a copy too.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, it's an exclusive for Shudder right now. Who knows how long it's gonna be there? And it's a movie you definitely want to rewatch, and maybe like Ellie, she hadn't watched it in a while, and she picked up on something, a certain detail of the movie that I didn't even pick it up at the moment I was watching it. So
it really makes a difference watching movies in better quality.
Hey, watch that at 1080p. Like, how'd you do that with the subtitles? Did it have subtitles?
Yeah, it has subtitles.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, when that's the only way that you were able to watch it, you work with what
Well,
you got.
look at the 90s, we watched porn, static TV is just... Is that a titty?
This is exactly where we go. So we went from supernatural, paranormal, to trying to see staticky titties. So
Lamb reviews after dark.
Staticky titties.
yeah.
Electric.
Yeah. We're trying to move that antenna just slightly and try and get at least a glimpse.
That's all it
I
takes.
was like, I think I saw a butt crack. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have been that. And might have just been.
Is it his? Is it hers? We don't know. We'll
We
find
don't
out.
know.
Stay tuned.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, I mean, for me, I think all of us, regardless of the rate, we're saying watch this movie, right?
Definitely.
Oh,
And
1,000%.
It's definitely worth a watch,
think
and
what-
even more so if you are into like the Blair Witch style, documentary style,
paranormal
mockumentary kind of
activity,
thing.
Cloverfield type
Yeah.
stuff. I think this is one of the one of the first that we don't give out too much information, which is fucking great because we usually give out spoilers. But
Yeah,
is
this one I
something-
want to avoid as many spoilers because there's almost anything you say that's like pertinent to the story kind of will blow something up.
Yeah, because it's connection.
Yeah, everything kind of tangles and connects.
Just the trigger warnings again, in case if you have a thing about seeing kids harmed in any form
Or distress.
or distress,
Yeah.
and the same thing. There are
animal.
There are dead animals in the movie.
Yeah, so if you aren't fond of seeing a few dead animals, quite the few dead animals, then yeah, you might want to avoid it if that is something that triggers you.
Use the old technique.
Or that.
I mean, if you can time that.
It is pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie, but if you can get through that, I can assure you
You're a winner in everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll leave that.
If you're able to get through Cannibal Holocaust, you're definitely able to get through this one.
You know what? Yeah, that's a really great point.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut here and come back.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. Yeah, treat this like a TV show. Why not? We're gonna take a quick break and be right back to go ahead and talk about another awesome movie that we saw.
Which I wish I would have brought my copy, but we saw it through.
I thought you were gonna say something completely different there. But let's go ahead and get out of here real quick. We'll be right back here with Hybrid Tile, Elizabeth, Ellie, the awesomeness that she does. You need to go check out Hybrid Tile on Instagram.
Yeah,
right
we'll
now.
tag her.
We'll tag her on the thing anyway. But if you want during the break, go check out her page because she has some amazing artwork and stuff that she works on and stuff that she sells that's just top notch stuff. Mm-hmm. And what's your thing? I forgot your thing.
My thing?
Yeah, your selling thing.
Oh, check out Yo Mama's stuff. He just said my thing. I was like, my thing.
Well, it seemed like you were talking about that before. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and
check
take a
out
break
Yo Mama's stuff.
Yeah.
Kick back,
Some
relax, remember to tip your waitress.
Absolutely.
If you hear something in the background, it's definitely not a ghost. We'll be back in like 3 minutes or so.
What else do you want?
Watch out for pigeons!
How dare you talk to me like that?
Mother, is that you?